once I was released, I knew I wanted to advocate, but first I wanted to deal with my mental health issues. But I still did a little bit of advocating with the women that were still left behind. Um, Once I was released from probation, Eric, the sky was the limit for me because I didn't like having to keep reporting everything to my probation officer. So once I was released from
Mm-hmm.
probation in August, I was able to just start living my dream. And my dream has always been to go to different states and talk to the district attorney in regards to cases that need exoneration and then cases
Nice.
that a significant sentence reduction is needed. So it was like as soon as I was released from probation, I was on a flight going out to Memphis and start advocating for those brothers that's in the state of Tennessee prison. So I've been actively doing that.
Mm.
And then I received a job as vice president with a More Just America Action Fund, which they are a 501c4 and they're 501c3. So, and all of us are justice impacted. Everybody has been incarcerated prior. So it's like just when I was on probation, it's like God just opened up the floodgates and I was just doing everything that I wanted to do as far as advocating. But it was like a year before that, the preparation began it with working with dream.org because
Mm-hmm.
dream.org, I received a call and was like, we want to interview you for this internship. Can you interview? And I was like, sure, but I'm in Memphis right now on vacation. It's like it won't take but a moment. And that really was the beginning of me learning everything that I thought I knew
Nice.
about
Yeah.
advocating. And the
Nice.
internship, it was supposed to be for 3 months and it lasted 6 months. And I learned so much as far as because they were behind the First Step Act. So I was like, how ironic that I was working with them. But the things that they taught me and the things that I learned from being in these meetings were just mind blowing. And it was almost just like a spiritual thing of preparation, uh, of things that you thought you knew, but you really don't
Yeah.
know. And then I was able to be
Mm.
in their cohort right after the internship. So everything I learned about lobbying, the continued mentorship, even after the cohort and the internship, these people still was like, you can still every other week, we'll still help you with whatever it is that you need support. And it gave me the courage that I needed to get before these district attorneys and to argue as to why mercy and grace should be granted, or second chance or second review should be granted in
Ma-
these cases.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
it's been a whirlwind, and it's like sometimes I have to pinch myself because let me tell you something, Eric. I be scared when I go in sometimes. Well, when the
Mm-hmm.
thought of like, okay, I got to go in tomorrow, and I have to convince this district attorney, and I have prior convictions, but I have to convince them to review this case and give it a second chance. So
Right.
once I get in there, it's like everything that I would have wanted somebody to do and say for me, the passion just
You
comes
do
out.
for
And
it
before I
comes
know
right
it, I
out.
have their attention.
That's
It comes
beautiful.
right out.
Let me just
So
let me
I've
stop
been
you for a second. I'm sorry.
okay.
I'm sorry for cutting your spill because it's beautiful and I want you to continue. But I just wanted to say
Okay.
something to that, like that your purpose, that's your purpose. So I see that, once we have this purpose of ours in life and we go down that road, nothing else matters. The nervousness, the being
Yes.
scared, that's natural. That comes with anything. That comes with, and I tell brothers that, when we had to go before a parole board to get home, we could get hit with 2 years when we have life in prison. And every time you go in there, I don't care if you went in there, if do I know brothers that got hit 7 times, 2 years
Wow.
every 2 years. And every time you go in there, you're gonna be nervous. You know what I mean? But
Right.
I tell them, look at your purpose, man. Your purpose in life, if you really truly change your life, is to get home and help and contribute with your family. So
Yes.
that's
Yes.
that right there. Nothing else mattered. And a series of events happened with me. I was supposed to came home 2017 because that's when I first served my 27 years, my 25 years, sorry. And when I went to the board, I made the board unanimously. We had three parole commissioners, and all
Okay.
three granted me parole to come home in 2017, my first board. But they took it back. They snatched my date back from me because the family and the judge and DA opposed my release. They gave opposition once they found out the commissioners granted me parole. I was in prison for killing a young man, just like myself, that was 20 years old, didn't deserve to die. That I
Yeah.
can't change. That I can never go back and change that. And that hurts me, and that will hurt me for the rest of my life. However, that has made me who I am today. That made me a better
Right.
man to speak on his behalf as well as mine, and others that's coming after us. you know um
Right.
to not be in those streets, and go through this beef of this my block, and I'm selling
Yes.
drugs over here, when and so I look at today in my life. I look at you know first and foremost, to you, I just want to apologize to you as well, and I do this to everyone, for being that person that was out there selling poison to my community. Because if I knew what I know now when I was younger, I would never done that. If I the education
Yeah.
that I have now, I would never have put no poison in my community or nobody else's, nowhere. And so, that part, it really hurts, and that's a stain on me. However, I'm not
Yes.
defined by who I was. I'm defined by who I am now.
That's
That's
right.
how I define myself. And so I don't have a problem. I'm an open book. I don't have a problem with sharing my story, and what I because of where I am today, and the positive that
Yeah.
I live today, and no longer that negative life, growing up in
That's
the
right.
streets of the Bronx. So that helps me and guides me and on this path. Also, um, I created this platform for brothers and sisters like you and myself, um, that that are able to come home and make a difference in society. Not only come home and
Yeah.
stay home, but also making that difference. Being that positive person that one can look up to now. So when I was in this prison called Sing Sing Correctional Facility, very progressive prison. We created a whole bunch of family self-help therapeutic programs, family uh, programs, we fatherhood programs. We created a lot of different programs, organizations like we spoke about earlier. But I was sitting down, and I used to go to the graduations, and so in Sing Sing they have an associate's, a bachelor's program through Mercy University, which
Okay.
was Mercy College, and now it's Mercy University, and they have a master's degree program which is NYTS, New York Theological Seminary, where you receive your
Okay.
master's in professional studies and theology. And and I graduated from both those schools. Prior to me graduating and after, I always participated in the graduations. And so that's where
Wow.
families and the community will come in, and organizations will come back in and celebrate with us, graduate, and
Right.
we would change the whole visit room like it's a university. You wouldn't even know it's a visiting room in the prison that
Right.
I was in, because we transformed it. We have food, everything for the families that came and seen us graduate. We walked down the aisle. We had our cap and gowns, everything like you really didn't know. And so a lot of celebrities came to our graduation too. Whoopi Goldberg, Harry Belafonte, God bless his soul. Warren Buffett was at my graduation. Ice T and Coco. You know, we had a lot of people that used to support um our
Wow.
transformation. You know, so it was in there that I seen brothers coming back in that went home and that was making a difference in life now out in society.
Yeah.
So they inspired me. I always said when I go home, I'm coming back. And so when I came home in 2020, the next year I went back in for the first time at a graduation to see brothers
Wow.
that I knew that I left behind, and that was so inspirational. It was a wake up call too because I'm married and my wife has been with me for 14 years, and we've been married for
Wow.
12 years, and we've been married for 12. And so she comes back into her coming into that system every weekend just about to visit me, bringing that package. Now I'm walking the very steps that she's carrying, them packages up that I never seen before. That I seen these
Right.
steps for the first time coming home and being able to go back into the system. So that was a
Right.
newfound, you know, respect for women, the mothers, wives, sisters,
Yes.
daughters, nieces, aunts that come back, and because that's who's holding the men down. You know, make no
Yes.
mistake. There are very few other men coming in, holding men down. Brothers, whether they
Yeah.
brothers or your fathers. So anyway, I mentioned that because I said that when I get home, I want to create a platform that highlights these men that I seen coming back. I knew it was women coming back, but I didn't know any, directly because I was, in this men prison. But I heard of a
Right.
lot of them. So I said, when I get home, I want to do this. I want to, I used to sit back and watch Love After Lockdown. I don't know if you ever heard of this program. It's a program called
Yeah, I've
Love After
seen it.
Lockdown where they hook people up and Love in New York. And I
Hmm.
said, yo, when I get home, I want to follow the brothers and sisters that I know and know of that's formerly incarcerated, that's home and making a difference
Right.
because I want to minimize that recidivism rate that society looks at all too much and feel that we all going back. Those that been there, we got this,
Right.
stereotype on us. Like once you in jail, you're always a prisoner. Once a prisoner,
Right.
always one. And so I came home to create this platform, and in the process of creating a network platform, a reality
Right.
series, I created this podcast, to share with those men and women across this country that's doing. And so I look for us to stay in touch, with each other,
Yes.
because I know that you connected with a lot of sisters that we would like to
Yes.
showcase and highlight on this platform right here.